these things for granted.
I know.
Je vais vous faire signe pour que vous annoncez.
Pour le Premier ministre.
Oui.
D'accord, il n'y a pas de souci. Il y a un de ces conseils qui était là qui me disait la même chose. Donc vous faites ça et moi j'annonce.
Voilà.
D'accord. Mais par contre, son conseil me disait qu'il attendait seulement qu'on s'installe pour demander de quitter. Vous ne savez pas s'il a déjà quitté?
Il a quitté.
Il a quitté.
Il a quitté.
Oh. C'est là dans 5 minutes maximum.
Ok.
Il va même sortir pour l'accueillir. Dans un moment.
Ici. Est-ce que vous pouvez annoncer déjà à ceux qui sont debout?
S'asseoir.
Oui, de s'asseoir.
D'accord.
L'autre va venir.
Mesdames, Messieurs, je vous prie de prendre vos places. Le Premier ministre va nous rejoindre incessamment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can take your seat, the Prime Minister is just about to arrive, so we can get started. Please take your seat. Thank you.
Are you Charles? Chucky Charles. Who is Chucky Charles? Chucky Charles.
I don't know what's Chucky Charles. Simon. Yes. To get anybody from the two of the press, they have a tendency to do it. The Prime Minister was like unfortunately to stay. So we can let them take it. We should let them take the pictures. Once they're done, she's just asking to come in. So we can get probably using the security of the Prime Minister.
I think me and him are going to be doing everything.
Right.
I think at this stage it's probably a bit late to kind of tell them.
No,
I don't
that's
speak
fine.
French.
If your security is here, well, just let the security know. I mean, I will remind you, Mesdames, Messieurs, je vous prie de prendre vos places. Le Premier ministre va être parmi nous incessamment pour qu'on démarre nos travaux. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can take your seat, please. The Prime Minister is just about to arrive, so we can get started. So please take your seat. Thank you very much. Mesdames, Messieurs, je vous prie d'accueillir Son Excellence le Premier ministre de la République du Niger. His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Niger, under your big round of applause, please. Merci. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
This is for the German representative.
Up to the organization.
EU special representative. This is EU. This is German. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Merci la presse. Merci. Merci les membres de la presse, merci beaucoup, merci. Merci les membres de la presse, merci beaucoup, merci. Bonjour, good morning, assalamu alaikum. Inakwana, Mata Aran Kani, comme on dit au Niger. Mon nom est Ibrahima Cherjong. C'est un immense plaisir d'être le facilitateur de cet événement. Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Mesdames, Messieurs les présidents des institutions, Mesdames, Messieurs les membres du gouvernement nigérien, Mesdames, Messieurs les membres du corps diplomatique, honorables députés, Messieurs les gouverneurs, distingués invités, chers participants, bienvenue à la cérémonie d'ouverture de la 2e édition du Forum des gouverneurs du bassin du lac Tchad. Cet événement, organisé par la Commission du bassin du lac Tchad, accueilli par le gouvernement nigérien avec le soutien de l'Union africaine, du Programme des Nations Unies pour le développement et du Crisis Management Initiative, a pour objectif 3 points précis. D'abord, de faire le point des derniers développements depuis la dernière édition qui a eu lieu donc pour ces gouverneurs pour voir les progrès qui ont été enregistrés. Deuxièmement, ensemble de définir les priorités majeures pour chacun des 8 pays, des 8 États fédérés et des régions pour s'assurer qu'on quitte la ville de Niamey avec des priorités claires pour l'avenir. Et enfin, de lancer un fonds de stabilisation qui permet d'accompagner les actions majeures qui seront définies à Niamey. Avant de démarrer nos travaux, je voudrais, sous vos applaudissements, qu'on encore félicite le Niger pour avoir accueilli avec succès et brio le sommet de l'Union africaine que je vous demande d'applaudir donc le Niger. Le Niger a été une grande fierté pour le continent africain de par son accueil, de par ses infrastructures, mais aussi de par son hospitalité légendaire. Mesdames, Messieurs, je voudrais à présent accueillir son Excellence M. Mohamed Moudour, gouverneur de la région de Difa au Niger, pour son mot de bienvenue. Je vous demande de l'applaudir.
Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement, Messieurs les présidents des institutions de la République, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du gouvernement, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs des missions diplomatiques, organisations internationales, régionales et sous-régionales, Messieurs les gouverneurs des États fédérés et régions du bassin du lac Tchad, Mesdames et Messieurs les experts et participants à la deuxième session du Forum des gouverneurs du bassin du lac Tchad, Mesdames, Messieurs les représentants des organisations de la société civile, chers invités, à vos titres, rangs et qualités, Mesdames et Messieurs, c'est un grand honneur et un réel plaisir pour moi de vous souhaiter la bienvenue à cette importante réunion du Forum des gouverneurs du bassin du lac Tchad pour la coopération régionale sur la stabilisation, la consolidation de la paix et le développement durable qui se tient ici à Niamey, quelques jours à la fin du sommet de l'Union africaine dont le succès a été largement reconnu et salué. Cette deuxième réunion du Forum des gouverneurs fait suite à la réunion des gouverneurs du bassin, des gouverneurs des 8 États fédérés et régions les plus touchées, du Cameroun, du Tchad, du Niger et du Nigeria, organisée à Maiduguri au Nigeria en mai 2018, et qui a abouti à la mise sur pied du Forum des gouverneurs pour la coopération régionale sur la stabilisation, la consolidation de la paix et le développement durable. Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Mesdames et Messieurs, comme vous l'avez certainement constaté sur l'agenda, cette deuxième réunion du Forum des gouverneurs porte sur des sujets d'actualité qui s'inscrivent en droite ligne dans les priorités du gouvernement de chacun des pays du bassin du lac Tchad. C'est pourquoi je voudrais avant tout saluer l'initiative et remercier chacune des délégations pour sa présence dans cette salle aujourd'hui. Ce forum s'inscrit dans la même logique de renforcement de la coopération entre les pays afin de trouver collectivement les solutions idoines permettant à nos populations de se projeter vers un futur meilleur. Monsieur le Premier ministre, Mesdames et Messieurs, distingués invités, lorsqu'il s'agit de chercher des solutions pour la stabilisation, la consolidation de la paix et le développement durable dans le lac Tchad, il s'avère toujours très important de se rappeler de ce qu'était la magnifique région de Difa avant l'insurrection de Boko Haram et de ses effets conjugués, notamment la crise sécuritaire à laquelle nous sommes confrontés et qui a entraîné des déplacements internes et externes massifs des populations la destruction du tissu social et des biens publics, ainsi que le dysfonctionnement des services de l'État. En effet, cette région s'est caractérisée par son dynamisme économique qui attirait des personnes venues de nombreux pays. Cette région s'est caractérisée par sa production agro-silvopastorale considérable qui, au-delà d'assurer des revenus à sa population, assurait aussi la sécurité alimentaire de nombreuses régions et pays périphériques. Cette région s'est caractérisée par des mobilités transfrontalières considérables, tant pour des raisons de parenté, des liens sociologiques profonds que d'opportunités économiques. Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre, après plusieurs années et malgré les efforts déployés, le chemin reste encore long pour retrouver la stabilité dans les bassins du lac Tchad. Plus que jamais, arriver à coupler sécurité, consolidation de la paix et développement est la seule option qui vaille. L'un ne peut aller sans l'autre pour permettre aux populations déplacées de pouvoir regagner leur foyer dans la dignité. Les attentes des populations envers nous sont fortes et légitimes. Dans la région de Difa, chaque jour qui passe, je constate leur courage, leur résilience, leur capacité d'adaptation et leur esprit de solidarité. L'État du Niger est attentif à cela et cherche en permanence à envoyer des signaux positifs pour donner l'espoir aux populations de se projeter vers le futur. Ces signaux se traduisent concrètement à travers le processus de réinsertion des anciens combattants de Boko Haram, à travers la levée de certaines interdictions dans le cadre de l'état d'urgence, notamment celles liées à l'agriculture et à la pêche, à travers la réalisation avec l'ensemble des partenaires techniques et financiers des programmes visant à accompagner l'intégration des déplacés forcés, à travers aussi des programmes structurels en termes de développement. Une politique d'accueil des déplacés en conformité avec le deuxième dialogue de protection sur le bassin du lac Tchad, au cours duquel nos 4 gouvernements ont réaffirmé à Abuja leurs engagements à trouver des solutions aux problèmes de protection qui minent l'ensemble des populations affectées par la crise dans le bassin, notamment les réfugiés, personnes déplacées internes et retournées, ainsi que l'opérationnalisation du nexus humanitaire stabilité et développement qui offre aujourd'hui des réelles opportunités pour nos régions respectives que nous devons tous saisir. Monsieur le Premier ministre, distingués invités, pour sortir de cette crise, le défi est important, mais n'est pas insurmontable. La concertation, le partage des bonnes pratiques, l'échange d'expertise et l'innovation doivent guider les réflexions au cours de ce forum. Nos populations attendent de nous des résultats et pour atteindre ce résultat, nous devons être solidaires. Permettez-moi, Excellence, de saluer ici la qualité exceptionnelle des relations qui existent entre les gouvernements de nos pays respectifs, une relation qui rend possible, avec les 8 États fédérés et régions les plus touchés, un dialogue continu et franc. Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, au nom de mes pairs et à mon nom propre, je profite de cette tribune pour rendre hommage à son Excellence, M. Issoufou Mahamadou, président de la République, chef de l'État du Niger, ainsi qu'à ses pairs, son Excellence Paul Biya, président de la République du Cameroun, son Excellence Muhammadu Buhari, président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, son Excellence Idriss Déby Itno, président de la République du Tchad, pour l'ensemble des efforts militaires et financiers déployés pour contenir l'agressivité de la secte Boko Haram. Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, pour amplifier le succès militaire, une attention particulière doit être accordée au développement de la région de Difa. À l'heure où je tiens mes propos, chaque commune a élaboré et validé son plan communal de stabilisation grâce à l'appui du PNUD, et c'est en conformité avec la stratégie régionale de stabilisation harmonisée au programme de Renaissance Acte 2. Aussi, pour nos vaillantes populations, il s'agira désormais de transcender le conflit et de rechercher une résilience à celui-ci afin d'amorcer la lutte contre la pauvreté comme solution à juguler la crise. Par la mise en œuvre de 12 plans de développement communaux, l'autonomisation des femmes et des jeunes dans les zones affectées, la lutte contre le chômage des jeunes, l'aménagement des terres à des fins agricoles et pastorales, le renforcement des capacités des communautés pour la promotion des initiatives de développement économique et local durable, la prévention de l'extrémisme violent et l'élimination de toute forme de radicalisme en prônant la tolérance et l'état de droit, le développement des centres de recherche universitaires pour soutenir les efforts de la Commission du bassin du lac Tchad. Sans être exhaustif, tels sont là quelques axes qui sont harmonisés entre le programme de Renaissance Acte 2, le plan de développement économique et social PDS et la stratégie régionale de stabilisation en cours de vulgarisation dans les pays du bassin du lac Tchad. Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement, permettez-moi de souhaiter une fois de plus la chaleureuse bienvenue à tous les participants en général à cette seconde session du Forum des gouverneurs du bassin du lac Tchad et particulièrement à mes pairs du Borno, d'Adamawa, du Hajer Lamis, du Yobe, du lac et de l'extrême nord qui ont effectué le déplacement de Niamey. Permettez-moi également de remercier les partenaires techniques et financiers qui nous accompagnent dans notre initiative commune de coopération transfrontalière entre les gouverneurs du bassin du lac Tchad et qui dotent nos régions d'une plateforme de concertation qui, à la fin de nos présents travaux, aura le mérite de porter vers l'action au profit de nos communautés respectives. Permettez-moi enfin, Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, d'adresser notre gratitude et notre profond respect à vous et au gouvernement pour nous avoir créé les conditions de la tenue de ce forum au Niger. Vive la coopération transfrontalière. Je vous remercie de votre très aimable attention.
Merci, Monsieur le Gouverneur. Na Kodé, Aïe Sabo, Tademert, comme on dit au Niger, pour vous remercier de ce mot de bienvenue. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, Madame Nourou, Executive Secretary of the Lake Chad Basin Commission, Head of Mission, Multilateral Joint Force. Under your round of applause, please welcome His Executive Secretary.
Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Niger, honorable ministers and members of government of the Republic of Niger, Your Excellencies, governors of the affected regions and states of Lake Chad Basin, Your Excellencies, heads of diplomatic and consular missions accredited to the Republic of Niger, Excellency, the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and Sahel, Your Excellency, the UNDP Regional Director, Regional Bureau for Africa, Your Excellency, the representative of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, members of the civil society organizations, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the second Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum holding in the beautiful city of Niamey. I wish to specifically congratulate His Excellency President Muhammadu Issoufou, as well as the government and people of Niger Republic for the successful hosting of the extraordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union. I also wish to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic for approving the hosting of this regional meeting in Niamey and to acknowledge the warm hospitality and reception accorded to us by the government and people of Niger Republic since our arrival in Niamey. The kind gesture, however, is not surprising. It falls in line with the country's tradition of positively responding to the Lake Chad Basin Commission's request to host its meetings. It will be recalled that several preparatory meetings of the regional stabilization strategy took place here. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the roles of governors as drivers of policies and initiatives at the grassroots level, as well as their efforts at ensuring stability and the resolution of conflicts in the region, cannot be overemphasized. The conception of the forum is therefore timely and expedient, as it addresses an apparent void which existed in the Lake Chad Basin Commission's organizational structure. While the structure of the Lake Chad Basin Commission has provisions for the Summit of Heads of State and Government and a Council of Ministers as decisional arms of the Commission, the governors who drive developments at the grassroots level are absent in the Commission's structure, except where they are designated as second commissioners of their respective countries to the Lake Chad Basin Commission, as in the case of Cameroon and Niger Republic. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I recall that one of the recommendations of the first Governors Forum in Maiduguri was to use the forum to promote a bottom-up approach to stabilization and peace building of the Lake Chad Basin. That meeting also recognized the fact that communities had identified traditional and religious institutions, women, and young people as essential to charting a path towards stabilization and peace. It resolved to include such groups in its regular consultations and meetings. I am glad to state that the letters and spirit of the recommendations were respected during our roadshow on the stabilization strategy and in the build-up to this second forum. The second Governors Forum is a crucial meeting in the chain of events, in the chain of activities leading to the implementation of the regional stabilization strategy. It is crucial because this is the meeting where the centrality of the territorial action plans to be produced by the governors of the 8 affected states and provinces will be fully discussed. Specifically, the templates which will serve as the common platform upon which the territorial action plans will be built will be presented for your consideration. That is why the convening of the second Governors Forum is one of the key activities lined up during the 12 months inception phase of the strategy, which commenced on 30th August 2018, when it was validated by the Council of Ministers of the Lake Chad Basin Commission at its meeting in Abuja. Other activities undertaken by the Lake Chad Basin Commission with the support of the African Union and the United Nations Development Project during the ongoing inception phase include: 1, the setting up of the Secretariat of the Strategy domiciled at the headquarters of the Lake Chad Basin Commission. This has been partially achieved with the appointment of its coordinator, whose first major assignment is to coordinate the activities leading up to this meeting, to ensure that there is no disconnect between the activities of the Governors Forum and the larger regional stabilization strategy, and to avoid unnecessary bureaucracy and bottlenecks. The strategy provides that its secretariat shall also serve as the secretariat of the Governors Forum. Number 2, we have embarked on a series of consultations among the affected countries and other stakeholders to secure their buy-in of the regional stabilization strategy. These roadshows have provided us with the opportunities to meet and consult with key line ministries and the political leadership of the affected countries for effective buy-in and incorporation of the regional stabilization strategy into the national development agenda of the affected countries. While we have successfully conducted these missions in Chad and Niger Republic, the missions to Cameroon and Nigeria are scheduled to take place shortly after the Governors' Forum. With regard to the establishment of the steering committee to manage the implementation of the regional stabilization strategy, letters have been dispatched inviting member countries and organizations to nominate their representatives. The inaugural meeting of the committee will take place immediately the nominations are completed. And fourthly, the terms of reference for the production of the territorial action plans of the strategy have also been drafted and will be presented to you in the course of this meeting. The terms of reference are to serve as guide in the design of the territorial action plans. This is because of the need to have a common approach based on the 9 pillars of the strategy, as well as an agreed implementation timeline. It is therefore intended to provide a level playing field for the design and implementation of the territorial action plans in a way that will make them measurable, realistic, and acceptable to all parties. I must confess that due to the challenges in setting up the Secretariat of the Regional Stabilization Strategy, a number of activities that should take place during the inception phase are still pending. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you that the Lake Chad Basin Commission is fully committed to providing the needed leadership and direction for the recovery, growth, and development of the affected region. The Commission remains focused and unrelenting towards achieving its mandate of promoting peace and sustainable development in the Lake Chad Basin. We are committed in our relationship with the distinguished governors of the region as effective partners in delivering to the present and future generations a Lake Chad region that is viable, self-sustaining, and safe. A region where development is a cardinal objective and on the agenda of all parties and all partners. We are working to see a Lake Chad region which is free of strife, hunger, and poverty, and the rebirth of a region as the epicenter of development to unlock the great potentials of the area. However, the attainment of these objectives requires synergy, complementarity, and support. We must all, as partners in progress, contribute to the full implementation of the 9 pillars and the achievement of their 40 strategic objectives for the effective development of the region and to bring the scourge of poverty and terrorism in our region to an end. On this note, Your Excellencies, I wish us all fruitful deliberations and thank you very much for your kind attention.
Merci énormément, Son Excellence. Thank you very much, His Excellency. Je voudrais à présent inviter Madame Corinne Afrique, qui représente M. Walter Von Drees, qui est le représentant du groupe d'Oslo chargé des questions de prévention et de stabilisation dans la région de Lake Chad. Je vous demande de l'applaudir.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Monsieur l'ambassadeur Nourou, Excellences, Monsieur le gouverneur de la région Lake Chad. Non, c'est trop pour moi. Ça va. Merci beaucoup. C'est un grand honneur pour moi de prendre la parole avant ce cercle distingué. As one of the chairs of the Lake Chad Conference and as co-founder of the Oslo Consultative Group for Prevention and Stabilization in the Lake Chad region, we had the honor and the pleasure to organize the ministers' meeting in Berlin last September. We have been very happy about the participation not only of the distinguished representatives from the central governments, but also about the participation of authorities as you, the governors, of the participation of international and regional organizations as the Lake Chad Basin Commission, and last but not least, about the engagement from civil society. We are deeply convinced that the challenge we are facing can only be dealt with successfully by such a broad approach. It is you, the governors, who are closest to the problems on the ground and, most importantly, to the people in the Lake Chad Basin. Allow me to congratulate you on the progress you have achieved since the Lake Chad Conference in Berlin last year. The development and endorsement of the Regional Stabilization Strategy by the Lake Chad Basin Commission and the African Union, in collaboration with many other partners present here today, is only one example of this progress. The efforts on the last months to refine the concept of the Lake Chad Governance Forum, culminating in this event, is another one. The forum's name reflects the mandate it has given itself: stabilization, peace building, and sustainable development. These are the cornerstones for regional stability in the Lake Chad Basin. And I'm glad to say that a lot of important work has been done in these areas over the last years. However, we are all aware of the significant challenges that remain. Security situation is worsening in the Sahel and it's spreading to other countries. Terrorists and criminals are making use of traditional conflicts. We are convinced that the Governance Forum has great potential to help address these challenges. You are in the best position, together with your central governments, to foster regional cooperation and to support the political processes to stabilize the region and thereby advance peace and long-term development. By joining efforts with civil society, this forum can play a key role in the international response to this regional crisis. We look forward to discussing the detailed work the Governance Forum intends to conduct over the coming months and how we might be able to support the corresponding activities. Creating new opportunities for combining all our efforts in support of stabilization, peace building, and sustainable development will be imperative. Improved structures for realizing our respective commitments and responsibilities will surely have a significant positive effect on actions on the ground. Merci beaucoup. Et maintenant, comme bien européenne, c'est un honneur de laisser ma place à notre ami, l'envoyé spécial de l'Union européenne pour le Sahel, Angel Lozada.
Before I do that, I have to apologize because I forgot, as a tall Senegalese, I can fit behind the podium. But merci. On va laisser la place à l'envoyé spécial de l'Union européenne. Merci beaucoup. Je voudrais à présent inviter Son Excellence l'ambassadrice Khadija Mustafa, représentant du président de la Commission de l'Union africaine pour son allocution. Excellence, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Niger, Excellencies, Ministers, and other top government officials from the Republic of Niger here present, Your Excellencies, Governors of the Lake Chad Basin, Your Excellency, the Executive Secretary of the Lake Chad Basin Commission, Excellencies, United Nations Secretary General Special Representative for West Africa and the Sahel, and the European Union Special Representative to the Sahel, Your Excellency, Assistant Secretary General UNDP Regional Director for Africa, Excellencies, Ambassadors, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and representatives of regional and international organizations, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm deeply honored to attend the second meeting of the Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum in this ancient city of Niamey. Permit me, on behalf of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, to express our profound gratitude to His Excellency President Mahamadou Issoufou and the government of Niger for hosting this important meeting. This is not a surprise at all for Niger. Niger has continued to play with great determination a leading role in the affairs of the African Union, as demonstrated by the hosting, I think only 2 weeks ago, of a landmark African Union summit where the African Continental Free Trade Area was launched and where the first regional economic community coordinating meeting was also held. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Let me also use this opportunity to thank the Lake Chad Basin Commission and the United Nations Development Program for co-hosting this meeting with us. The African Union commends the efforts of the LCBC and the Multinational Joint Task Force for the efforts in fighting against terrorism and the successes recorded by our militaries. The African Union would also like to pay tribute to the women and men that have paid the ultimate price for peace in the Lake Chad Basin, and of course Niger recently suffered such losses. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the meeting today has the aim to further reinforce the resolve of the governments of the Lake Chad region to continue to find lasting solutions to the multiplicity of security challenges in the region. The regional strategy for stabilization and its 9 pillars responds to these needs, and it is also a recognition that only a comprehensive, long-term, and multi-sectoral cross-border approach can win this fight. It is also an approach like that that can address the huge humanitarian challenges confronting our people, many of whom are women and the youth. The strategy is the key also to tackling the root causes of terrorism, violent extremism, and criminalities in our societies. We are delighted that the Governors Forum has continued to gain acceptance as an effective and innovative way to implement this strategy. It is imperative to take advantage of the shared common historic and sociocultural ties among the people of the Lake Chad, which unfortunately seem to currently be better exploited by criminals and terrorists. In order to build a sustainable future for our people, especially the border communities, who are the most vulnerable and susceptible to recruitment and attacks by these negative forces, the Lake Chad region must constantly evaluate this strategy. The Lake Chad region must also build trust, confidence, and also smart partnerships. None of the countries in the region would profit from the misfortunes of the other. Therefore, the potentials exist for greater cooperation, for solidarity, especially through coordinated national and regional approaches that is in the stabilization strategy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the African Union would continue to work assiduously with the regional economic communities and with regional mechanisms such as the Lake Chad Basin Commission and the G5 Sahel to support our member states to silence the guns in 2020, which is next year, and also to implement our Continental Agenda 2063. We look forward to the continued commitments of the national governments of the Lake Chad and the support of our partners to implement the stabilization strategy so that together we can achieve sustainable global peace, stability, and prosperity for all. I thank you for listening.
Merci énormément. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me actually recognize among us the President of His Excellency, Mr. Angel Losada, who is the EU Special Rep to the Sahel, who will address this audience later on when we get to the remarks. His Excellency will give you the floor later. Thank you. Now, je voudrais à présent inviter Madame Ahuna Essen-Conroy, who is la sous-secrétaire générale adjointe des Nations Unies et directrice du Bureau Afrique. Madame Ahuna, vous avez le stage. Merci. Je vous demande l'accueillir.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Niger, Mr. Brigui Rafini, honorable ministers, senior government officials from the Republic of Niger who are present, His Excellency Ambassador Maman Nuhu, Executive Secretary and Head of Mission of the Multinational Joint Task Force, His Excellency Ambassador Hadiza Mustafa, Advisor, Peace, Security and Governance to the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, governors of the Lake Chad Basin, and of course our host governor of DIFA, His Excellency Mohamed Moudou. The EU Special Representative for the Sahel, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Head of Unit for West Africa Federal Republic of Germany, representatives from ECOWAS and ECAS, SRSD Ibn Chambers of UNOWAS, UN colleagues who are here, members of the private sector and civil society and media, the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. What an honor and great pleasure it is to be here today to address members of the High Table and distinguished guests of this second Governors Forum of the Lake Chad Basin. To the government and people of Niger, I say, merci beaucoup, nagode, for your generosity, your hospitality, your warmth, which we have all felt since arriving in this beautiful land. And this comes just days after you were thrust with the responsibility of hosting the AU Summit, and which you did with dignity and successfully. Congratulations. To the African Union and the Lake Chad Basin Commission, I commend you for your decisive leadership and determination to beat all the odds against this region. Your stubborn hope and refusal to be overwhelmed and paralyzed by the enormity of the crisis has brought us this far. To the governors from the region, congratulations for your exemplary and innovative leadership, not only in your own countries and regions, but across borders. The examples that you demonstrate here will go far, not only in Africa, but in the rest of the world, showing us every step of the way how we address challenges that are complex, that are huge in scale, that affect humanity, and require us staying the course. You are staying the course. And for that, you must be saluted and recognized. The Boko Haram insurgency in northeast Nigeria has left untold devastation and disruption of lives and livelihoods to many people who had nothing to do with it. Extreme violence has eroded and in some cases ruptured the bonds and relationships within groups and communities, with the poorest and the most vulnerable bearing the greatest brunt. Extremists target public and private spaces, forcing people to make difficult choices between risking death by going to work to earn a living for themselves and their families, or risking the very survival of their families. Nowhere is this more evident than in the Lake Chad Basin, with over 2.8 million people now displaced across the 4 countries. This second Governors Forum is a continuation of our collective effort to address a 3-tiered crisis of 1, structural and persistent development deficit across parts of the region. 2, a breakdown of the social contract that has fostered localized violent extremism insurgency. And 3, an unfolding environmental catastrophe. While affected by the same crisis, we are cognizant that each country, each region presents unique circumstances and experiences the crisis differently. As such, our response, while being harmonized, must also be differentiated. National responses must be complemented, of course, by cross-border interventions and regional collaboration. It is therefore fortuitous that indeed we have 8 governors with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lake Chad Basin countries have always been an important focus of the United Nations Development Program. The 8 provinces and regions of the basin are home to 19 million people, sharing borders, cultures, languages, and currencies. Still, and perhaps more than ever, the Lake Chad Basin countries will, with their specific and different contexts, challenge us to find the right solutions to issues of inequalities, deprivation, and poverty. With its mandates to facilitate the mechanisms of cross-border cooperation and security stabilization, early recovery and development. The Lake Chad Basin Commission is an invaluable partner to the UNDP and to the UN system as a whole. Its regional mandate provides important avenues to holistically address the daunting problems facing the Boko Haram affected areas. The LCBC, with support from the African Union and UNDP, has developed a comprehensive regional stabilization strategy that is a demonstration of national, regional, and continental ownership and leadership that deserves to be supported. This strategy is aligned to both the Sustainable Development Goals, the 2030 Agenda, and the 2063 Agenda of the AU. With support from our development partners, UNDP and the UN system as a whole is supporting interventions on stabilization across the 4 LCBC countries. Interventions make possible a critical injection of integrated services in needy areas, focusing on strengthening the social contract, increased access to basic services, and livelihood revitalization. As we focus on stabilization in the region, UNDP's contribution is also preparing the ground for longer-term transformation and sustainability by working with LCBC national governments and other UN entities, as well as private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge the government's leading role in the stabilization effort. We remain steadfast to support you in this journey that ultimately envisions improved living conditions that would render communities free of violent extremism. As part of stabilization, it is of utmost importance that populations themselves and local authorities participate actively in this transformation to regain control of their environment. With the Regional Stabilizations Facility, we have a unique and time-bound opportunity and a collective obligation to succeed. If we respond appropriately to grievances and end the spiral of insecurity, forced displacement, and conflict, the situation in the Lake Chad Basin can be stabilized, and the foundations of recovery and development can be established. If we fail, we risk that the growing conflict spreads, solidifies, and results in long-term instability and protracted crisis. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot conclude without underlining the strong cooperation and partnership that we have felt in UNDP with LCBC, with the African Union, with the 4 governments and the governors, as well as with development partners. This fruitful